WFSB Channel 3. Now, Eyewitness News NightBEAT.
We have two issues here. You have a moral issue and you have an economic issue.
A vote for more gambling puts the spotlight on Connecticut lawmakers tonight. Good evening. On the eve of the new legislative session, a Connecticut task force on casino gambling recommends by a vote of 12-6 that lawmakers consider casinos in Hartford and Bridgeport, also suggesting that video slot machines would boost the state's parimutuel industry. That vote as the legislature prepares to debate the issue amid concerns that gambling casinos won't deliver on the promise of new jobs and additional tax revenue.
I think it's just one step, but certainly it's an important step. Either way, clearly a bill would have been submitted to the legislature, but this way, to go in with this kind of a recommendation and have really an overwhelming recommendation, I think really serves us in good stead.
The testimony that this committee received, a lot of it was from the casino industry. Certainly, most of the crime statistics that we received came from people who now work for the industry.
Casino gambling legislation has a long way to go. Governor Weicker is threatening a veto in advance. Any measure to expand gambling in Connecticut will require a 2/3 majority to override that veto.
In a neighborhood near where the Hartford Casino would go, Channel 3's Dennis House found mixed reaction to the casino vote. But in our continuing coverage of Connecticut considering playing the odds, he reports more people appear to be making up their minds.
We would like to see it come to Hartford.
I feel that Hartford do not need a gambling casino here.
The casino issue has been bantered about for months, but now with the release of the task force's study, the time has come for many to solidify their positions on whether casino gambling should come to Connecticut's capital. The proposed casino would likely be located here, on 2 vacant parcels of land just north of downtown. It would be a huge complex, a 1,000-room hotel with a movie cinema, a bowling alley, a convention center, a skating rink, and of course, a casino. Proponents say the casino would bring 5,000 jobs to Hartford. The casino also would be on the fringe of one of Hartford's poorest neighborhoods, the North End. Tonight, a group of North End residents stepped up its opposition to the casino by organizing a petition drive. One chain says the casino would bring unfulfillable dreams to the community.
Those people that go out that don't have jobs, they'll go out trying to make money, and their homes aren't neglected.
There's also a moral issue of the increase of crime, city corruption, inevitable increase in drugs and prostitution.
But not everyone in this section of town is against the casino. Hartford's North End has some of the worst unemployment in the entire state, and many people who live here see the casino as their only hope for new jobs, their only hope to revitalize their neighborhood.
Create more jobs, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Make it better.
So bring it on in.
Yeah, bring it on in.
Will it help your business?
It'll help, yeah, it'll help our business.
The Holiday Inn has rolled out the welcome mat for its would-be neighbor with one condition.
Obviously, with some controls in place and some enforcement and police available to combat any element that would come in that would be detrimental.
I know the politicians are listening tonight.
And callers to the Michael Harrison Show on WTIC gave the casino a thumbs up by a count of 9-6. In Hartford, Dennis House, Channel 3 Eyewitness News on the Night Beat.
Stormy weather tonight off the coast of Scotland makes it appear increasingly likely that all 25 million gallons of light crude oil from a tanker that ran aground will spill into the North Sea. 2 Connecticut companies are attempting to control what is potentially one of the worst oil spills in history, caused when the single-hull tanker lost power and went onto the rocks. The B&H Ship Management Company of Stamford has cleanup crews on the scene, but winds of near hurricane force will prevent cleanup efforts from getting underway before dawn, if then.
Our attention is now focused on the effort to limit damage to the environment.
B&H is also concerned about damage to the company's image. It's hired a Stamford PR firm called Crisis Consultants. Environmentalists, meanwhile, are predicting an ecological catastrophe.
Police in Rochester, New York tonight are reportedly looking for 3 men who allegedly stole $10 million from a Brinks armored car depot. A Brinks company employee is also reported missing. Suspects apparently wore ski masks and were armed with guns. Authorities are not confirming the amount of money stolen or the number of suspects involved. This incident just a week after robbers in New York got away with more than $8 million from an armored truck company in the city. Two more people come forward with complaints against a Greenwich priest accused in a lawsuit of sexually assaulting two teenagers 14 years ago. The lawsuit alleges the Reverend Raymond Pacholka raped a 14-year-old boy and girl when he was an assistant pastor at Holy Name Church in Stratford between 1978 and 82. Lawyers for the plaintiffs, Sharon C. and Brian Frybo, say they decided to come forward only after years of psychotherapy.
The priest had him up in the bedroom watching television in the priest's own bedroom in the rectory, and at that point he literally attacked and sodomized him. This continued for a number of occasions.
She remembers after the sexual assault feeling extremely badly about herself and what had occurred, and he in fact confirmed the fact that she should feel badly and walked her from the rectory to the church so as to take her confession and resolve her of this guilt.
In a statement released today, the Diocese of Bridgeport, also named in that lawsuit, says Father Pacholka has been relieved of his duties. Father Pacholka could not be reached for comment today.
Tonight, Hartford County's High Sheriff meets with his deputies following another deputy's arrest earlier today on drug charges. It's the second such arrest in 3 weeks, and as Channel 3's David Ushery reports, the latest blow to a department plagued with problems.
Don't let some people ruin the reputation of the Sheriff's Department. Don't let
High Sheriff Al Rio gave deputies 3 days to tell all they know about criminal activity in the department. Beyond that, they might be held responsible for concealing such knowledge. The sheriff expressing shock at the arrest of 46-year-old Deputy Sheriff Melvin Butch Braswell, a popular track coach in Hartford Public High School. The charges that he was caught in an undercover sting supplying drugs to an inmate for money. His defense attorney claimed entrapment.
We have it monitored. The policewoman had a wire on her. Everything is on tape. The state feels that we have a strong case.
He tells us to, like, stay off the streets and stuff. That's why he has us in school and bring us to practice and stuff and keep us out here and talk to us and stuff. Because he doesn't want us to get caught up in that life out there.
It was the second such arrest in 3 weeks. On December 16th, 36-year-old Angelo Mandry was arraigned on charges he sold narcotics and brought them into the courthouse.
I want to find out, is somebody turning their heads when something is happening? Does somebody else know what's going on and not reporting it back to me?
Rio spoke to a regular meeting of the Sheriff's Association. Only a fraction of the county's 200-plus deputies were there, but those that were defended the department's image.
That's a very small percent of 1 or 2 people getting out of hand, and it's going to happen. It happens in the police department, and schools, and elsewhere. And I think, as it was stated here, that you've done a good job, and you're going to expect this, and I think it shouldn't be no reflection upon you or the Sheriff's Department.
But the arrests are the latest signs that there are problems within the ranks of Connecticut's deputy sheriffs. Not just criminal problems, but administrative ones. The High Sheriff in Hartford County continues to be the target of mounting allegations and now federal lawsuits brought on by the deputy sheriffs themselves.
The source of the discontent is that these people are basically captives of the High Sheriff. If they don't pay dues to these spurious associations, if they don't make political contributions, if they don't work on political campaigns, they are in jeopardy of losing their jobs.
I believe in this justice system, and when the truth is known, that I will be vindicated.
That lawsuit could take 2 years to resolve. Meanwhile, Rio promises a crackdown on any wrongdoing by deputy sheriffs will come much sooner. David Ushery, Channel 3 Eyewitness News on the Night Beat.
Final charges will be filed in 2 weeks against an Illinois couple accused of leaving their 2 children home alone while they vacationed in Mexico. Prosecutors say David and Sharon Shue decided not to attend a procedural hearing today because of bomb threats. The Shues face felony charges of child abandonment and cruelty to children. Their 2 girls, aged 9 and 12, are undergoing physical and psychological exams.
I want to make absolutely sure what kind of condition they're in and what kind of injuries they've had. That's in the process of being done.
The Shues remain secluded in their suburban Chicago home. Their daughters have been placed in foster care.